Hey, what's going on guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today I'll be going over the 3 new weapon refinements. The 3 heroes that received the newly refined weapons are Odin, Cherche, and Celica. I'm just going to share with you guys my opinion on these weapons, how they work, and some build examples. At the very end, I'm going to tell you guys whether or not they are worth the divine due. If you want to jump to a certain segment of the video, then be sure to check out the description. The timestamps will be posted there. And without further ado, let's begin the review. Sit back and enjoy. Let's begin with Celica's weapon first. Her weapon is straight up nasty. Her original weapon only worked if she had 100% HP at the start of combat. The effect refined weapon no longer requires her to be at full health. She'll always be granted the attack and speed buff no matter what her health is at. It still retains the 5 damage recoil part of the effect, but the recoil damage actually helps her because of the secondary effect, which is Brazen attack speed. After 2 ticks of recoil damage, Celica will receive a total of 12 attack and speed during combat. If you combine that with an additional Brazen attack speed in the ace slot, she's granted 19 attack and speed in total. She's almost reaching 70 attack with that buff, which is insane. And because she's going to be pure glass cannon at that point, Desperation is pretty much a staple B slot skill for her. There's really no reason to run Renewal anymore. Do note that as cool as double Brazen attack speed may sound, I don't think that's the best A slot skill for her. I think Fury would be the optimal A skill in order to get her health down low enough to use the Brazen attack speed effect in her weapon after 1 fight opposed to 2 fights. Neutral Celica has 39 HP and 80% of that is 31, therefore it requires 2 ticks of Ragnarok damage. Minus HP Celica has 35 HP and 80% of that is 28, so it still requires 2 ticks of recoil damage. However, with Fury, she takes 11 damage after combat, so it's more than enough damage to get her low enough to use Brazen. It's even more than enough for plus HP Celicas. Overall, it's a fantastic weapon for her. It should bump her back to being one of the best red mages in the game. As for builds, I would go with a standard Fury Desperation set. C slot is flexible, but even speed wave would be perfect. 2 options for Sacred Seal, either Flashing Blade or Heavy Blade. Then for the special, you can go with Glimmer or an area effect specials such as Blazing Wind, Blazing Flame, or the Growing versions. Next is Odin. This guy was considered one of the worst units in the game, but not no more. Odin's Grimoire is a 14 might blade tome without the special cooldown penalty. In addition, it has attack speed link. So let's say an ally uses Smite, Shove, or Reposition on Odin. The ally and Odin will receive 6 attack and speed. Then those bonuses are also added onto his damage dealt, so in total he's basically getting 18 attack and 6 speed just from his weapon alone. He essentially has 54 attack and 38 speed with those buffs, which is not that impressive. It's actually kind of underwhelming when you compare it with other Blade Tome Blues that can easily reach 60 to 70 attack with the same amount of buffs. However, in this point of time when Arena is all about giving kills to your bonus units, supportive units are very valuable. Odin so happens to be a fantastic support that can also deal decent damage. If you're able to give him defense res link in the B slot, then he's able to buff himself and a target ally by 6 in attack, speed, defense, and res. This opens up your team's C and Seal slot to be filled with non-display buffing skills such as drives, smokes, spurs, and etc. More buffs on the team equals an easier time for your bonus unit to get kills. If you do not have defense res link fodder, which you probably don't, then filling his B slot with a chill skill is fine. I absolutely love this weapon. A better Blade Tome effect was like the only realistic way to improve Odin's damage, and he got that. Then he also got some utility that can be used to boost his own damage and his allies. The only problem I see is that as good as his weapon is for helping bonus units get kills in Arena, Odin is still a pretty low scoring unit considering he's only a 147 BST unit. Plus the fact that using positional assist skill is more optimal than using dual rallies to combo with this weapon also hurts his Arena scoring potential as well. But yeah, aside from that, all in all, Odin's Grimoire gives Odin a nice little niche. I'm definitely a fan. Alright, I saved the best one for last. For those that do not know, Cherche was my first 5-star plus 10 unit, so I'm extremely happy that she finally got her weapon refinement, and it ended up being a pretty good one. Her refined weapon is Cherche's Axe. It's basically an 11 might brave weapon that grants 3 HP, and its secondary effect is Panic Ploy. It's pretty straightforward, right? There's really not much to explain there. Compared with a normal Brave Axe, Cherche's axe has 3 more might, so it effectively deals 6 more damage, which is kind of big. From my experience, she's usually always just short on damage from 1 round KOing red armor units with a Brave Axe. With Cherche's axe and the new Deathblow 4 skill, she can easily take out red armor units as long as she has the right supporting cast around her. You can also increase her attack even more by refining her weapon with plus attack to increase the might by 1, which grants 2 extra damage or 1 extra damage per attack. I would only recommend doing that if she's plus attack IVs. Plus speed refinement is also a good option if she's plus speed. It turns her weapon into an axe version of Valencia's Amity. Instead of losing 5 speed, she only loses 2. With enough speed buffs around her, you can definitely make her quad, which is kind of overkill, but it's still pretty neat. I would recommend going with the Panic Ploy refinement. The reason is because the Brave Axe part of her new weapon isn't that useful in Arena unless she's a bonus unit, because Arena is all about giving kills to your bonus unit. You don't want Cherche to kill anybody and take away points. So with her Panic Ploy refinement, this opens up her C or Steel Slap for her an additional supportive skill. Panic Ploy may not be useful all the time, but sometimes you do see some teams here and there utilizing tactic skills. Outside of Arena, this axe is absolutely amazing. She destroys all kinds of enemies. Sometimes it doesn't even matter if they're red. Alright, for builds, I'm going to share the build that's on my Cherche. It's Gale Force, Death Blow, Chill Defense. C slot is flexible, but mine has Drive Defense. And Seal slot, I have Guidance. C slot and Seal slot is up to you. Both of those slots are flexible. You can use Heavy Blade, other drive skills, tactics, or whatever you want. Alright, so it's time to answer the question, are they worth the Divine Dew? Let's start with Celica. Her weapon is definitely worth it. She becomes a monster on player phase and she'll no longer have to be at full health in order to activate the effect. It's amazing. Odin's Grimoire, I don't think is good for Arena because of what I said earlier. He has low BST and his link skill requires him or allies to use positional skills which scores less than dual rallies, so you'll lose some points if you want to use Odin on your core Arena team. However, I do think it's a good weapon though, and it's definitely great for PvE. I'm going to say it is worth it because I can't just tunnel in on Arena. There's more to the game than just Arena and scoring max points. Next is Cherche's axe. It's not worth it. Just kidding. Of course it is. I would definitely go as far to say that it's the best refinement out of the 3, and I'm not even being biased here. It's almost the ideal weapon for her. She has both the attack stat to use the Brave Weapon effect and the HP stat to use Panic Ploy extremely well. So yeah, all 3 of these new refined weapons are great. This is for sure an incredible batch of refined weapons. And to wrap things up, I want to know, what do you guys think about these new weapons in the comments below? I would love to hear your guys' opinions. And that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.